are not being released. And if you are one of the people that think that this is happening to just as many white people, I mean, think again. Yes, it's happening to more white people, but with only 13% of our population being Black, I mean, that's not a very valid argument because there's just less of them. So if more of their population is in jail for the dime bag that they sold in 1980 because, you know, the jails have to meet quotas, I mean, what is going on here? Look, if you guys have Netflix, I really encourage you to go on Netflix and watch the show called The Patriot Act. Yes, every episode, honestly, is really good. But, you know, he has an episode in the new season where he talks about the same topic. Please go watch it, and you will see exactly what I'm talking about. I mean, how can we just let another white man take over another industry like this? When is it enough? So, I propose you take your CBD and have that uncomfortable conversation with whomever needs to hear it. Do the research that you need to help create the change in this world. Educate yourself on the upcoming elections to vote for the freedom for the people. And by all means, I'm not a political person. This is not a political podcast. But if you want to keep up, this is what's going on. And I stand by the saying, be the change you wish to see. So I'm going to use my platform to help the change this country needs. And I'm not always comfortable talking about this stuff, and I know I still have a lot of research to do myself, but wherever you are in life, I hope that this has encouraged you to grab on to some change. Wherever it is in your life, CBD is there for you. Yes, people use weed to calm down, but it's not for everyone, and CBD does not get you high, and it can also offset your high. So if you decide to go that route of cannabis and get high and try to calm down, and it doesn't, and you freak out, and you get paranoid, well, grab some CBD and tell that high to take a seat, because whatever happens to you, CBD has your back. If you're new to this podcast and you need some CBD, well, you can find CBD at quartztradingco.com. I said that in the beginning, but I'll say it again, that this company is the company that I own and stand by. And to help the movement, I am donating $5 of every order to help bail out those who were wrongfully convicted and those who are fighting for this movement. Also, those who are small Black-owned businesses who have been affected by the riots and looting. So please, 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 go make a small purchase. The site is 15% off with code QUARTZ15. And like I said, I'm donating $5 of every order. So, you know, I like to end the episode with do's and don'ts, just in case you're like, what is she actually even talking about? Especially this episode. I mean, change. Embrace the change. Consider CBD to help you embrace the change. Use CBD to face those anxious and complicated situations, or provide CBD to the people who are having a hard time facing these situations. I mean, with what's going on right now, there's a lot of stress, there's a lot of chaos, a lot of people feeling like it's an uphill battle. You know, if I say something, it's wrong. If I don't say anything, it's wrong. You know, we're all in this together, and maybe not all in this together, but there's a huge party that is in this together that want to increase the change. And the more we talk about it, the more that we encourage it amongst those around us, those that we can encourage it to, the better off the future will be. So on that note, don't be a racist. Don't be uneducated. You know, even homeless people can get a phone and access Google, look up things, take a minute off of Instagram and do some Google searches. Look up Marsha P. Johnson. Look up other Black advocates who have fought for bigger things that, I mean, we are now having to fight for again. So do your research. Do your voting. Don't be prejudiced. You know, don't judge people for wanting to accept change or wanting to learn more about the change or talk about it. I think that we all get to a point where maybe it's becoming to be too much to talk about. But you know what? That's change. It's uncomfortable. We have to push through. We have to keep talking about it. Don't let it die out. You know, we don't we don't want to be fighting this fight in another 20 years. I mean, keep in mind, it was just 60 years ago, Martin Luther King was fighting against segregation, and maybe things aren't segregated by sign, but our mental state has remained segregated in a way. So that's why we can't quit talking about it. And for those of you who are just, it's too much for, or they just can't handle it, take some CBD. It's got your back. I'm telling you, literally. Back pain, it's got you. Anxious feelings, it's got you. If you have any questions about CBD or a topic that you want me to talk about, or a story, a CBD story, I love to hear them. Please write into me. It's thatcbdgirlpodcast@gmail.com. thatcbdgirlpodcast@gmail.com. And I'd love to hear your stories. I'd love to help you share your story. But I'm here to remind you, take your CBD. We'll see you next episode.